Now, let's go and correct those spaces that were created. We drew these details and we also said that each of them has a kind of space that we need to correct. So I write the methods and then we'll talk about it. Number 1, pay attention very well because you need to know it. It's really important. So the method number 1, the base offset of the top wall plus join the floor plus, I wrote this in parentheses, join of 2 walls. This is method number 1. Alright, the base offset of the top wall plus the join floor plus the join of 2 walls. Method number 2, the detach of the wall in the bottom plus the same things. Alright, join the floor and in parentheses join of the 2 walls. Method number 3, the top wall attaches to the wall in the bottom. Alright, the top wall attaches to the wall in the bottom plus join of 2 walls. Now we want to analyze these 3 methods together so that we can understand which of these problems they can solve. So it's actually your turn now. Which one do you think the method number 1 is for? Forget about the rest of them, just pay attention to the first one, the base offset of the top wall. Just this, the base offset of the top wall. Which of these 3 details can cover that space by bringing their wall down? Which one? That's right, detail A and B. A and B. But how? When this wall comes down, this one, it covers this space. Now, what does base offset do? Base offset brings the base of the wall down or up. Here we want it to come down. So when this wall comes down, it covers here. Now you might think that the structure comes with it. Yeah, I know. That's why it has other items too. What about D? Well, here it has a space too, so we can bring down that wall in the top. And another way is to bring up the wall in the bottom that we will see together later. So bringing down the top wall can be useful in detail A and detail B. Now, method number 2, the detach of the wall in the bottom. Which wall you think should go up to cover that space? Huh? It should go up. What does detach mean anyway? It's exactly opposite of attach. Attach brings it down. This one brings it up. So, which one? That's right, B and C. See, when you detach this wall, it goes back to the same place that it was before. Actually, it has come down because it has been attached. So now we take it up by detaching. It was already up. You remember, it was attached and then it came down. So when you detach it, it goes back to its same place. And we also have the same thing about B. We can use both number 1 and 2 methods. Now the method number 3. The wall in the top attaches to the wall in the bottom. Which one do you think we can use it for? We should have both walls, the top and the bottom. So which one? That's right, only B. Actually, we stick this wall to that wall. Alright, now that we have analyzed all of these, we come to a conclusion. For correcting detail A, the only way we have is base offset, or method number 1. You see, it's just in method number 1. To correct detail C, the only way is detach, or method number 2. You see, C is not in other methods. And for B, just like you can see, we can use all 3 methods. But I really like to tell you that the best method is method number 3. So I write it. Method number 3 is the best method. But sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, when you want to attach 2 walls, it shows an error. So the second best method to use is the base offset. And I prefer not to say that the third best way is detach, because base offset always work. Because detach is not considered as a good method, and I will tell you why. So this is method number 3 that I prefer you don't use it. Detach is generally not a good way. Here we had to use it because we had no shelter and we had to fill this space, so detach was the only choice. But why isn't it a good way? When you fill a space by using the detach, now imagine, for example, you've used it 50 times and you're in a group. For example, you fix this, you correct this, and then you go for a rest. And then your partner continues your job instead of you. And then he or she edits the floor. Then message comes that, do you want me to attach? And then your partner clicks on yes. And everything you have done will be destroyed. All the detaches are attached. So stay away from this detach as much as you can, because if you just click on yes, everything you have done will be destroyed. But base offset is just a number, you know. We have a number, for example, 40 centimeters to down, and it does not destroy. Now, these were the 3 methods, so let's go and try them in our project so that we can learn it in the right way. Let's go. After drawing the floors, we should always consider a time for correcting the space that has been created. And some people in these situations say that those flat walls were really nice. You see, just look at them, how perfect they are. And I have no idea what to answer. So, let's go to the section so that I can explain all of these methods to you. The first method, base offset to the wall in the top. Now the thickness of this floor is 40 centimeters. I actually forgot to explain that the floors, just like the walls, have layers. They have thickness, they can be even duplicated. No difference between walls and the floors. For example, if its thickness is 40 centimeters and you want to make it 20, you duplicate, you go to structure, edit, and change the thickness. But I don't want to talk about it now too much, it's not necessary. So the thickness is 40 centimeters and we should create a base offset to the wall in the top as 40 centimeters. So I write minus 400. And just like I said, the wall came down completely. I mean, not just the finish, all of it, the structure too. Now, what is the next level? Join the floor. And you should do it manually. Inactivate this multiple too. Now, the finish of this wall covers that space that was created. And it's exactly the same thing that we want. But there is a line here. To remove that, you need to join these 2 walls too. Don't say these 2 walls are the same. No, they're not. Only the line between them is removed. Nothing else. Alright? Still, these are 2 walls, not 1. So this is the method number 2. Let me show it again. The base offset of that wall, minus 400. Join the floor, join of 2 walls. and that's it. Now method number 2, or detach, which is for here, and we don't have a shelter, so we should use this method. Select the wall, detach, detach all. Very simple. When it goes up, click on join, and then this wall joins this floor. Now, method number 3. For the times that we want to attach these two walls together, very simple. Select this, click on attach, and then click on the other wall. The benefit of this method is that only the finish changes, and after that only these two walls must join to each other, and that's it, it's over. To remove the line between them. Now check this out. What happened? It does not join, no matter how many times I do it. But you forgot that this is not the line that separates them. This is the line of the level. You see? A lot of people have become confused because of these level lines. Now if I hide this, you see there's no line. You can also check it in the 3D. You see? It's all good. Now there is a method, and that's opening the lock of the finish. And actually it's not too important. If you don't learn it that well, it doesn't matter. But I tell you, when you select a wall, you see an arrow there. When you drag that arrow down, what do you think happens? When you drag it, you are making an offset, but without entering a number, so it's not accurate. But now we can do something, and that's to have separated arrows for finish and structure. I mean 2 arrows. But how can we do it? You go to edit type of the wall, then the structure, and then you can see a view here. You change it to section. You zoom in, you should then select the modify and click on the edge of this, and then you can unlock that. But if I try to unlock the other side too, a warning turns up. You see, you cannot unlock both of them, only one of them. Now this one here is unlocked. Let me tell you one more time. So I select the wall and then go to the edit type, zoom in to the exterior layer, then select the modify, click on this, the edge of it, and then unlock it. When I click on OK and I come out, you see there are 2 arrows. Now if you see here, we have one base offset and also a base extension distance. When I drag this down, you see what happens? So we can write -400 only here, and just that one will come, only the finish. And then 2 balls join. Now you might think that this is a really good way. Well, it is, yeah, it's a really good way. But the rest of the ways, the rest of the methods were simple. But you can use this one too. Now I want you to do one thing. I want you to go and check your project, the whole of it, and see if there is any mistake anywhere. If any space, anything, I want you to solve it. I want you to correct it, and then continue.